Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Daily Plan Your Trade, Trade Your Plan Daily Forex Review with Great White for the 15th of May 2019. So, without taking much of our time, I believe you've all advised you go through this so that you have an idea of what you're getting into. And outside that, we go to our Forex Factory to get an idea of the major news releases we have today. Today being Wednesday, the 15th of May. This has already happened overnight. This wage index was a little lower than expected, but I think this news has already come out. So the next news you're waiting for is the Euro flash GDP, the Canadian CPI by 1:30 local time. And at that same 1:30, you have two very high impact and some few medium impact USD news. But for this morning, apart from the Euro flash GDP by 10 a.m., we do not have any other major news. So that aside, we start off with our pairs. The first pair we always start off with is the dollar index. And looking at the dollar index on a daily view, as you can see, the dollar index has a bit of a bullish close. If you observe this trend line, this is a daily trend line, this is a daily time frame. So what happened yesterday was price came down to this trend line, found support, and this is a daily chart. This pattern is what is known as a morning star formation. It's a bullish trade. It's a 3-candle bullish formation, which points to further upside. So what does this tell us? This tells us that we might have a bit of a run up. We might see a bit of dollar strength to the upside, at least towards 97.74. Why 97.74? If you look to your left, this 97.74 was a bit of a high. Price broke above it and came back below it. So this might be a bit of retest to that level to drop further. So knowing that, we go down into our marked up charts, and as we can see, there's a 4-hour falling trend line. So, and then you have this 97.73. So most probably this might be price destination because it seems to have a bullish bias for now. The next pair we'll be looking at is gold. And looking at gold, let's get to daily idea of how gold looks like. Well, this looks like a kind of, this is not an inside bar. It's not basically an inside bar. So what do we expect on gold? Let me get rid of this. Gold broke this trend line. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see clearly. This trend line, the trend line is running from this high to this point. So gold broke above it. So what we might be seeing now might be a bit of a retest of this previously broken trend line. And should that previously broken trend line hold as support, then you may see a rally, a further rally up in gold. A further rally up in gold, as we can see now. The next pair we'll be looking at is the USDCHF. So we'll look at the USDCHF from a daily point of view. Looking at the USDCHF from a daily point of view, I'll get rid of this. Price seems to have broken out of this channel. That's what we seem to see as one, and this trend line, price seems to have broken out of it. But if we look at the daily point of view, we can see that For 3 days, it has been in a drop, and this is what looks like an inside candle slash harami. This looks like a bullish harami. This looks like a bullish harami. So what does this tell us? That we might see possible further up move on the USDCHF. If I apply my fee, precisely 50% of this move from this point to this high. So price is just sitting at the 50%. So we might see a move higher. So knowing that, I drop down to my intraday marked up chart. As you can see, there is a trend line here. Trend line is running, I think the daily trend line, It's running all the way to this point, So price came close to it. As you can see, price came close to it because my earlier view was it might come down to this level, find support, and move higher, but it did not. So as we can see now, price is finding support of this level, and that level is 1.0080. So for now, we might see a bit of movement up on the USDCHF. For now, we might see a bit of a move up. At least if using my fib, we might see a bit of a rally to come up to 10.0132. Let me add the fib so that I have an idea. Yes, that's the 50% of this move. We might see price run up into this 1.0138 area on the USDCHF. Next one we'll be looking at is EURUSD. Get a daily view of the EURUSD. If we look at the EURUSD, we have a long upper wick here, and yesterday closed as a long upper wick. These are bearish candles. These are bearish candles. Bearish candles. These are bearish candles. So we might see and close bearish. So we might see a bit of a pullback into the body of this candle and then a move lower. So knowing that, we drop down to, and then this are EURUSD. Look at the EURUSD. This prior trend line, price broke above it. As you can see, price broke above it and came back down to retest it. But instead of the trend line giving us support, the trend line failed. So we have a rising support trend line and price broke the two. So now what you're looking at is probably a retest of this previous support that is now acting as resistance. That level is at 1.1214. So you may see a move further down. The next plausible area is coming in at 1.1175. As you can see, it's very evident that price is testing this previously broken support trend line. And if it fails to go back above, then it may continue down south. Next pair we'll be looking at is the dollar pound. So looking at the dollar pound has been under a lot of pressure to the downside. It's been under a lot of pressure to the downside. Currently now, you can see yesterday's candle closed bullish below this demand zone. So the next level on this pair is coming in at this area. Let me address this a bit. And this also, the next line of defense is coming in here. As you can see, yesterday's candle closed with a big bearish momentum. So for some days, he has been on the downside. So that area of last line of support for the GBPUSD comes in here. That level comes in between 128.83 and 128.64. So if I go down to my intraday chart, I need to reorient this chart. It seems I didn't work on this chart yesterday. So let me go back and have that level properly marked out. Here, here. Price is just sitting quietly above it. Then I have this area here, and I think it's a daily time frame. If I switch down to my 4 hour, I'll be able to see it clearly. Switch down to my 4 hour. Yes, yes. So comes in here. So this is where price is sitting for now. Price is just above this supply demand area in it. So if we find support there, his first line of resistance is coming in at this point, 29.47, while the second one is probably coming in here. Then the other one is coming in at this point. So these are plausible areas of, let me get this properly. Okay, so these are the areas of plausible areas of support and resistance for the GBPUSD. For now, this pair is seriously in a downtrend. The next pair we'll be looking at is EURGBP. And looking at the EURGBP from a daily point of view, looking at the EURGBP from a daily point of view, it seems this pair is about to reach for the skies. That's basically that. But there is something here, if I look at it from the daily point of view, there is a level here. Yesterday's candle closed bullish. As you can see, straight rise up. For the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For the last 7 days, it has been on a bullish run. But looking at this pair from a daily point of view, it's clearly bullish. So there is just basically no, I can't say there is any obstacle to the bullish run for now. There is none available except for this trend line. That's the only obstacle to the bullish run for now. If price breaks above this trend line, then it may move higher. And you should be well aware that EURGBP has an inverse correlation to GBP pairs. So most often, if you have a bullish EURGBP, what will happen is that most GBPP pairs will be under bearish pressure. That's how it operates. So if we look at this pair now, first level of resistance, second level of resistance, that's just basically the line of defense now for those that are selling it. If any of those levels fail, then the next level is coming in somewhere. This is where you have the next level of the next line of resistance coming in here. And if that fails, then we might see price move a bit higher. So this is just basically it for now. This is just basically it, and its support level, should you see a bit of a pullback because it's bullish, some people might, if they start to take profit, it may start to pull back. And should it start to pull back, you need to know plausible levels of support on this pair. So for the EURGBP, these are the best levels of support. For now, it's in a steep climb. So you just need to be aware of this resistance zone here between 87.00 and 87.24. Most likely, they will be gunning for this level. And when that happens, it will then push the GBPUSD into its level of demand. So let's see how it plays out. Next we'll be looking at is the GBPCHF. Looking at the GBPCHF, for now he's sitting above a support level. Sitting above a support level. Let's look at him from a daily point of view. GBPCHF from a daily point of view. Yep, this is where he is sitting on presently. This trend line. As you can see, he has been in a drop for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, but now he's at a trend line support. Should this trend line break, that's from February 15th, 2019 till this point here. Should this trend line hold, that might force this pair to move a bit higher. Let me switch over to my daily time frame so that, or better still, let me get rid of all this. Properly update the trend line so that you guys can have a clearer picture, and also I too can have a clearer picture of what this pair is about. You may be wondering why I didn't pick this level. I'm picking this level and this level. This was a false break. So this trend line is still valid, and that is where price is currently sitting at. Wow, we have 3 levels of support at that area. I have my moving average there. This is my what moving average is this now? That's my 200 on the daily. Price is above the 200 moving average on the daily. I have this rising trend line, and I think I have a support structure around that same area. I have a support structure around that same area, sort of demand level around here. So we can see the confluence here. So this pair might not be going down soon. What you might see, we might be looking at a possibility of a pullback, a correction up. But let's watch and see how it plays out. So our job is just to mark out the possible areas of resistance. Should it start pulling back and you have a buy position, you see a buy, you have a bullish evidence, these are levels where you will be looking to take profit, because in a downtrend, most often rallies are sold off. So you need to be pretty much aware of that for the GBPCHF. Next we'll be looking at is the AUDUSD. Looking at the AUDUSD from the daily point of view. Well, yesterday closed as an indecision candle, but if you notice, price is in this downward sloping channel. Is in this downward sloping channel. This channel needs to be properly broken. You need to see a break, retest, and a move lower for this channel to give way. If not, there is a potential that the AUDUSD may start moving back up. Because if you look to the left, on this pair, you have this long spike down. You have this long spike down, and basically, I do not see any other support structure, any swing prior, except for this area. So we can just do this. I can we'll pick this level, then pick this level here. So that's just about it for, that's just the next level that this pair might be going down to. There's no other support level to the left, except this psychological level here at 69.00. Except this psychological level here holds price. Apart from that, there's no other support structure for the AUDUSD that I am looking at, except it's a long, very long-term fee. Very long-term fee. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the USDJPY. So we'll get a view of the USDJPY from a daily point of view so that we have an idea of what we are looking at. Look at the USDJPY from a daily point of view. We have what looks like a bullish inside candle here. That's what we seem to be seeing here. And if we look at this pair, seems to be, might have a bullish bias for today. Might see a bit of a bullish correction on that pair for today. So noting that, we go down to our intraday chart to see if we can find levels of support and resistance. That's plausible levels of support and resistance. So our first resistance on this pair comes in at the 109.77. The next level comes in at 109.97, while the next level comes in here. So our first level of support on this pair, comes in at this level, 109.48. That's our first level of support. Second level of support comes in down here. So these are the possible movement areas on the USDJPY. These are possible areas of support or resistance of the USDJPY. Next we'll be looking at is Euro Yen. Euro Yen, look at the Euro Yen. Let's get an idea of how the daily candle closed. Look at the Euro Yen from a daily point of view, is sitting in a demand area from the daily. As you can see, sitting in a demand area from the daily. So if I switch this to my daily time frame, we have this level of support, first level of support. Let me look to my left, see if I have any other level there. Look left to see if I have any other level there. I think I might have something here. And I might have something here. Let me see. So this is where price is now. This is where you have price. So there is a potential that price may move a bit up. But a move below 122.65, let me get it properly. A move below this this level here. A move below this low. That's the low of this hammer here. Will send price further down. So what we now have on the daily is we're looking at what might be a range bar. As long as price couldn't take out the low of this bearish engulfing candle, he has become an anchor. So as long as his low stands, there exists a potential that price might run up to the top. And the open price of this candle is the first level of resistance. First level of resistance. While the second level of resistance comes in here. And the third level of resistance comes in somewhere here. So that's it for the Euro Yen. We might see a bit of a pull back to the upside, but this pair is in a downtrend. It's in a downtrend for now. So the next we'll be looking at is the GBPJPY. Let's get an idea of his daily view. Well, GBPJPY closed bullish yesterday, but you notice without much strength. He has been in a downtrend for some days. So knowing that, we go down to our chart to get an idea of what we have for today or what we might be expecting for today. If we look at this pair now, we have our first level of support coming in here. First level of support is coming in at this point. Second level of support coming in at this point. So price is just sitting above the first level of support on this pair. We'll drop down to our intraday chart. Drop down to our intraday chart. Drop down to our intraday chart. Those are support levels. Okay, let me use this level as a first level of resistance. I would have loved to use this point, but there's a range candle here on the 4 hour. There's a range candle here on the 4 hour. So let me use the open price. And the next level of resistance seems to be around here. Let me be sure I don't have any other level to my left. Okay. Okay. And then the next level of resistance comes in here, while the next level of resistance comes in further up. So that's just basically it for the US, for the pound yen. Next we'll be looking at is the EURAUD. Looking at the EURAUD, get a daily view of the EURAUD. See how the candle closes. Well, the EURAUD is at a resistance area. As you can see, that level is at 6160. Yesterday closed, I don't have a name for this candle, but it closed a bit bearish because this pair has been in an uptrend. Not very neat compared to other pairs, but it has been in an uptrend. So, noting that, to go down to our EURAUD, let me get rid of all this. Drop down to my daily time frame. I drop down to my daily time frame. I can then pick my first level of resistance is here. Second level of resistance comes in at this point. So my first level of support on this pair will be coming in at this place as my first possible first level of support is coming in at 6124 area. No, I didn't get it, bro. Let me be sure I got it. Yes, here. This prior high, price has not tested it. As you can see, price broke above it, double top kind of. Price broke above it, so price needs to come down and test it. But upon a retest, should this level fail to hold as support, then you may see price move down lower to 1.6079. That's just it for this pair. These are just basically the major levels we're looking at on this pair. Should this level be taken out as last line of defense, then we might be seeing price coming up somewhere. So that's just it for this pair. But for now, he is in a bullish bias. It will not be a good idea to engage in a short position. Although he gave a pullback yesterday to the 13, that gave some opportunities, give like between 40 to 50 people, and after that, pull back up. So intraday, your first level of resistance intraday is coming in at 6198. That's where your first level of resistance is coming in, 6198. Somewhere here. You move above this level, we'll see price move higher. So that's it. Next we'll be moving out to is the GBPAUD. Let's see how the GBPAUD closed from a daily point of view. Well, kind of like a range, as you can see. Price is within the range of this bullish candle here. So this bullish candle has placed itself as an anchor candle, because as long as the open price of this bullish candle is not taken out, price has the potential to still move a bit higher. And although we have a trend line, as you can see, we have a trend line here. We have a trend line running from this point up. So price, more like a range. It's just basically a range. That's what price is doing. So this is your range top. This is your range top, 89.99, and this is your range bottom here, 1.8553. So above either of these areas, we send it above this resistance, we send it towards the second at 88.01. Below this trend line and this level, we send price lower. So that's it. The next part we'll be looking at is USDCAD. USDCAD, let me get an idea of how it closed from the daily so that we have a broader. Basically, it's ranging. It's just ranging. As you can see, this pair is just basically ranging. So it's not a pair I want to get into. Moreover, I don't trade it that much. But this pair might give a bit of something. Let me look at GBPCAD. GBPCAD is sitting at support. Yes, that's right. Sitting at support. Sitting at support here. Should that support level break, the next level of support comes again. But should this support hold, then most likely you might see price go to 74.40. So that is it for today. I wish you all a beautiful trading day ahead and a blessed trading week. Don't forget, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. This is my Telegram handle, this is my Twitter handle, and I'll be glad to offer any assistance within my means. Thank you all once again for coming, and do have a blessed and beautiful day ahead. Thank you.